Joining us now, Democratic Congressman Jim Himes of Connecticut, ranking member on the House Intelligence Committee. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, Nicole.
Congressman, have you had a briefing separate from what you've read in the papers about the leak?
Yeah, so we had a briefing this afternoon. It was a telephone briefing. It was unclassified. I will tell you that we learned very little because, of course, the DOD and others are continuing with their investigation. And it's also really hard to talk about this stuff in an unclassified environment. But, I mean, I must tell you, I left the briefing a little more upset than when I started. You know, you heard the Secretary of State just now, for whom I have infinite respect, speaking in soothing tones about reaching out to our allies. Look, we have a huge problem here. And as a member of Congress, it is our job to do oversight, to make sure that these kinds of problems never happen again. I really wish I was hearing a lot more kind of hair on fire stuff inside the administration, because this is a very serious leak. We don't know exactly what's authentic or what's been altered. But, you know, I've been paying close attention to this stuff since the Snowden disclosures. And these disclosures have the potential to actually change for the worse action on the battlefield. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but look, not only if I were a U.S. ally right now, I wouldn't want soothing tones. I wouldn't want rededicated statements of how we're going to work together. I would want to know, what are you going to do to make sure that the secrets that we share are protected? And I'm not hearing that yet.
Say more about your concerns about the battlefield.
Well, again, it's a little hard to speak with any specificity because, you know, it would appear that some of these documents may have been altered. We just don't know. I know that the Pentagon has said that some of them appear to be authentic. Anyway, the point is that if they are authentic, it is not hard, and there's a reason why these things stay classified. It is not hard for, let's just say, and again, I don't want to give you the impression that I know, you know, what the damage assessment is, or because I don't, but it's just not hard for professionals inside the Kremlin to say, oh, look at this. How did they figure this out? And all of a sudden, we can't figure this out anymore because they shut off a source or a method of collection. And that will mean, you know, pain and tragedy on the Ukrainian battlefield. So, look, maybe we'll get lucky on this one, and this won't actually result in adverse effects on the Ukrainian battlefield. And I'll be the first to say, you know, we are second to none in terms of helping the Ukrainians fight this fight, which is so important to all of us. But again, as somebody who is charged with oversight of the executive, I'm not going to be very happy until I fully understand what happened here and how I can be made comfortable that it is not going to happen again.
So you're mentioning something that Helene Cooper of the New York Times has been reporting on the story since it broke last Thursday, mentioned yesterday, that there's some evidence in the leaked documents. And again, we should stipulate what you just stipulated. Some of them are authentic. Some appear to have been manipulated. They're now in all sorts of chat rooms. So there could be different versions of different documents that in some instances come out accurate and then are altered before they're reposted in some of these other sites. So there is a smorgasbord of things out there, authentic and inauthentic, none of it good. But is there, I mean, you just got it, I think, the crux of it from an intelligence perspective, that sources and methods could be compromised. Helene's reporting suggests that it indicates we have a whole lot of visibility into the Russian military. Is that your assessment?
Well, I can't go there, Nicole. As you might imagine, you know, collecting on the Russian military effort in Ukraine is a very high U.S. priority right now. And it's no secret that along with the weaponry that we provide to the Ukrainians, we're providing them with assistance on other things like what the Russians may be up to. So, you know, I think I'm not disclosing anything when I say that we spend an awful lot of resources to try to understand what our antagonists, what our adversaries are doing through the, you know, fine work of the men and women of the intelligence community, which is why, again, when intelligence is disclosed, on one end of the spectrum, people can be killed. You know, we gather human intelligence. We rely on people to assist the United States. They can be killed if we are not careful about our secrets. On the other end of the spectrum, look, if we've got some technical method of collecting information, they can probably figure that off and shut off the tap. So there's just nothing good about this. There's nothing good. And as you know here, we've got a pattern, right? You know, we found documents on the, you know, at Mar-a-Lago and in 2 vice presidential residences, right? So this is just something that, as a matter of process and systems, must be radically improved inside the United States government.